Good morning, everyone. Here we are for another roll reveal. This one is number 7. Well, it's in here wrong. 781. Hang on a second. Let me change that real quick. I read the title as I'm telling them every time just to be sure that I've got it set right. Well, morning to Eric James Dirty Water. Looks like that's all we've got in. Well, Sean Carver is in here too. So here we go. Got a good little roll for. Oh, wait a minute. That's what I'm missing. I didn't turn my camera on. If my camera will work. Here we go. Got it started. Got to kick everything in gear. And this early in the morning, my head is part of what needs to be kicked in gear. Morning, Nana Stacks. Good morning to you. Just waiting for my phone to come up as a camera here. Should be here real quickly. And there we go. There it is. All right. Ready to get kicking. 1964 D original machine wrapped roll. Let's open it up and see what's inside. Kind of tore at the end. The paper is not nice to being opened. Let's see, how about this end? See, this end's going to open. So it was only full of attitude on one end. All right, here we go. Get this unwrapped and get these out of here. See what is going on. There we go, 50 coins. Original wrapped roll. First coin goes to Shiny Coin Guy. Let's bring that up here. We've got double die obverses and reverses plus RPMs on 1964D. So we're going to be paying special attention to those for at least first half of the roll. Just to see if we come out with anything good. Let's see. First coin. Got nothing on the obverse. Let's flip it and see what we have on the reverse. Late dice date is what we have. Don't see any doubling here. Time to move it right along to coin number 2. Dirty Water. Dirty Water with coin number 2. Let's see what we have here. Let's see. I'm working on remembering my dies as we go along. I think this one's the same as the first coin we pulled out of this roll. We'll check the reverse here. Yeah, got the same thing. Nothing but a normal coin. So let's check coin number 3. See if we can get out of here. Chubby Pop Chaser. Got nothing on the mint mark. The date looks featureless. Late dice date coin. Nothing there really. Let's check this side. Also late dice date. Nothing going on. So coin number 3 is telling us a sign. It's not a good sign. First 3 coins in a row, nothing on any of them. Here's coin number 4. And nothing on the obverse first 4 coins. Kind of late die state here on the reverse. Got nothing going on there either. Up to number 5. Stan the man. Stan Horn. See what you get. Nice earlier die state coin. Nothing on the obverse. Let's check the reverse real quick. This is how I search these earlier memorials. I like having my light coming in from the rim. So I just put the coin in the right spot and twirl. That one had nothing on it either. Here's one for Carl. Carl now. See, this one's got a big dot above the 9. Use that as a marker. Nothing on the obverse. Nothing on the reverse either. Coin number 7. Mark Thomas. And bunch of heavy die scratches there with a bit of a clash. Bunch of die scratches popping out of the face. We've seen this die in this roll before. So it's going to be a skipper. Decent uncirculated 1964 D, but has no die variety on it. So that's what we have here. Number 8. Frosty. Let's see what Frostbite gets here. Well, I think I've seen an example of this die before here. No. Nothing here. That's coin number 8 now, one and done. Coin number 9. Nanostacks. Nothing here either. A lot of these ones that are late die state, like this one, if there were anything really minor on it, we wouldn't be able to see it anyway, because the die is too worn for us to really see anything. So I kind of quickly look at those to see if there's anything big, but the little tiny minor stuff is going to be rather uninteresting if we even can see it on a later die state coin. Now see, these earlier die state coins like this one look pretty nice. They're a lot easier to tell if you've got anything going on. Yep, we got a double die here. Nice one too. Oh, look at that. Look at the L and the IB. LIB, they got really nice separation on them. Let's see if we can see it better this way around. It's there. It's definitely there. Nice separation. Got nice separation and notching up at the top. That's definitely a nice double die right there. That is actually, that's 64D. It's DDO number 1, which I believe crosses over to 1DO number 9. That's really nice. Nice value, nice, wonderful, heavy double die. So we're going to mark this one. Oh, wait, you can see it there underneath the 4, too. You see it right here, right under the crosslet. So we'll be able to see that. You got a really close mint mark to the 9. You got a scratch between the 9 and the 6 there. And then we've got this. So we'd be able to tell those as soon as we get them out of the roll. Yeah, this is a very nice double die right here. Looks almost like the 72 double dies. Very nice. Well, let's check the reverse real quick. Nothing on the reverse. It's a later die state reverse. So shinbone, first die variety of the roll, and a very nice one. Very, very nice. Coin number 11 now. This one goes to Stan. And, well, this one has a bunch of rubber on it from the counting wheel. 11 coins into an original roll. Not sure I get that completely, but it is there's a die in here that has extra polishing at the top of United. I've seen one other one from this die so far in this roll, and this would be the second one I've noticed anyway. So 2 coins that have nothing on them, unfortunately. Here's coin number 12 for Dirty Water. That looks like one of our double dies, is it? No. Not the double die. Certainly looked like it for a second. Looking at the other side. You got nothing here. Another normal die pair here. All right, 13, Mr. McCumber. That is not the double die. The D is too far from the 9. But you got a nice die scratch down there next to the 1 to mark this one as being something. Ooh, I want to see there. Hey, look at that. Little minor double die, but it is one. You see it right there at the right tip of the T. There's an extra crosslet there. So that is also a double die. Let's see if it has it on the other T. Not enough. It's there, but it's not enough to count for anything. Okay, so this one is another double die obverse. Nice earlier die state example. And we have a pretty heavy die scratch. There's a few heavy die scratches in front of the vest. One touching the 9, one touching the 1, sorry. Let's check the reverse, see if there's anything on the reverse before we flip this one up and call it the second double die of the roll. Nothing on the reverse. This one's for Dan McCumber. Good morning, Daryl. Next for Stan. Let's see what Stan has. Okay, neither one of the double dies that we know about. very easily findable die. This one's got a number of great markers on it. That gash on the eyebrow is not part of it. That's damage to this one coin. Nothing else there. So Stan has a minor, or a nothing. Actually a minor. A minor. Let's see what Dan McCumber gets this time. Well, this is one of the normal dies. I recognize it. Watching my markers and seeing what I see, we have repeatable information that comes out from coin to coin when you're looking in original rolls, especially an original source like this. That die scratch, that heavy die scratch tilting right above the D, that's what I noticed on this particular die before. So we can watch for that. Turn the Tyson fight. Oh yeah, I remember that. It's more exciting than the Tyson fight was. Let's see. Okay, a later kind of a mid-die state on this one. That's what I would go with, as a mid-die state on this. You haven't lost any definition on the outside edge of the letters. You do have a little bit of feathering toward the rim. No die variety on this one. Let's see about the reverse. That's a double die. A little minor double die, but it is one. You can see that the serifs on the U and the N here are not singular. They're actually doubled. See that pretty well on the N. Let me bring up the light just a little bit. Now you can see it a lot better. You got doubled serifs on everything. That is a double die. Should show going on around. Well, the N is damaged, so it's kind of hard to tell there. Okay, it's a little rounded off on the E and the C, but I don't really see much of the doubling down here. So for doubling's sake, we would have to just look up in this area. U, N, I, the T and the E are a little bit doubled, and that's about where it chokes off. We have a little bit of it again over here on the A, M, E, R. It's pretty nice on the R-I-C, R-I-C-A of America. So that's a bit of a double die right there. Pretty decent one. So we have a double die in this roll, double die reverse. Let me move my lighting back down so that we can kind of see better what we're doing. You can see it pretty easily there now. Let's check the obverse again, see what kind of a marker we can get to use. Let's see. Okay, so you've got a die pit, little die pit nub right here. Oh, and there's a triangle of them right here and right here. So these, you've got a mid-die state coin with a triangle of little nubs. The D is closer to the 9 than it is to the 6. And so that will mark that double die reverse. There's also a nice little die scratch out in front of the bow tie right there. So there is nothing on the obverse except markers to help us indicate that we have a double die reverse coming up. Here's coin number 17. This one's for Frosty now. Let's see what we have here. Well, it's not the double die reverse, but it is our second double die obverse. There you go. I guess a main marker on this could be that huge die gouge on the S, but that T has a little bit of doubling on it right there. Yeah, right there. Right there. That's hub doubling right there. Let's check the other T again. Yeah, see, it sticks out. You can tell it sticks out just a little tiny bit, but it's not really enough to cause any panic. You also have a little die gouge on the top of the R. So this is definitely one of those. Nothing else is doubled, just that one little area. So we'll pull this one out for Frosty. I'm sorry, what about E pluribus? Coin number 18. This one's for shiny. You talking about on that double die reverse? We'll take a look at it next time we run across one if we do. And then if we don't, we'll just get that one back out and take a look at it. Okay, got nothing on this one. Seen this die before. I have seen this before. This is not the die you're looking for. Let's see here. Yeah, I'd say it's a good roll so far. We've only found one of them, but that double die is a good $20, $25 item. So, just keep watching, see if we find another one of those in here anywhere. Speaking of, I see my die scratch on the D right there, and then the doubling on the bottom of the 4. So this is going to be another one of our major double dies. Yep, there it is, right there on the B. E, R, you can see it on the B, E, R. Here it is on the word in, and then God. So I turn it this way. You can see the notching at the tops of the letters. You can't see much else in this lighting, but you can see the notching going across the top. And, yeah, there you go. Better look at the thickness of the doubling like that. The doubling all the way across, In God We Trust. And on the LIB, little tiny bit on the E and the R of Liberty. Nothing really on the date except for that thing on the bottom of the 4. It's this extra little bit right across here that you can see across the bottom of the crosslet. So that's another one of them. It's Kaneka DDO number 1. I've been looking for one of these for years. So here's one for Mark. Coins numbered 10 and 19 now have these beautiful double dies. Let's see what we have coming up next here. Well, I don't see any of our familiar faces on this. Late die state, very difficult to determine if it's anything. So let's look at the reverse. Equally late die state. This is another one of those ones that has that over polishing at the top of the TED of United. So it's a nothing. That one for Dirty Wire. Let's go with the coin number 21 now. Indigenous Treasures, IT Bethlehem. And Bethlehem gets, that's one of the crosslet T double dies. You can tell because there's this die gouge hitting the 1. These other ones up here that are related to it. So, yep, that's what we've got. Crosslet of the T is doubled to the right. Very nice. Alrighty then. Getting a little collection built up here for everyone in the roll. Hello. Good morning, Joe. Good morning, Paul. At court today? Well, say hi to the judge. Okay, this is one of our nothing dies. We've seen a fair little shake of these come across the desk. So, just kind of to prove it to myself, I want to be sure that we had nothing there. I think I'm going to need to move my light up just a little tiny bit. Getting a little dark. 23. Joe McBride. Oh, nice early die state. But it is not. What did I see with this? Is that the double die reverse? I think this could be the double die reverse. You have to get used to looking for those. Nice little mess above the R there. Are you a double die reverse? You are not. You are not one of the double die reverses. Right. On down the row we go. Now coin number 24. Frosty here. Let's see what Frosty gets. Yeah, I'm marking up nothing here. Bark at the moon. Might as well, right? Yeah, let's get that brightened up just a little bit so we can see things. There we go. We get blinded here and there, but we can see everything. Not one of the double die reverses. I remember a marker for that now. Little trio of dots. DC comes up next. This one's going to turn into a big nothing sandwich. So it looks like we've got 3 die varieties in this roll. 3 that I can tell pretty easily. We've got a beautiful double die obverse, a minor double die obverse, and a minor to moderate double die reverse. This is none of the above. Something will jar my memory here soon, but I don't think I've seen this. Nonetheless, another nothing sandwich. Coin number 27 now. Pull. Yeah. No RPMs in this roll. Interesting. Another normal coin. All right, trip. Hey, looky there. We've got our die scratch. We've got our doubling below the 4. And, yep, that's it. Another one of our really nice double dies. W. How doubled that is. And the D, the O, everything. That's a beautiful picture right there. Going pretty well, Carl. As you can see, we're finding some double dies. Beautiful double die obverse here. Another example of Kanekadidio number 1. This is our 3rd example of this. Let's get to Carl now, see what Carl has. Oh, Carl, I think, got here just in time. He's got a little spot on the 9, but it is our 2nd double die, our minor double die obverse, showing doubling on the crosslet of the T. Right up there on the right-hand side of the T. Not much to it, but it is there. Got nothing else on this. But that is good enough, right? That one to Carl. Now, Sissy, What does Sissy get? Oh, she gets one of the nice double dies right there. Boom. Bam. Yep, there it is. Bigger than Dallas. All right. Big old double die. Ooh, let's get one of these for everybody. How about that? Let's try that. Nope. Nothing here. This is one of our nothing dies, unfortunately. Not gonna do it. Roll is being a little on the cantankerous side. Doesn't want to produce. Okay, this one appears to be nothing. So it's probably the one earlier dice date die we have in this roll that has nothing doubled. Nothing there. All right, number 33. Chubby Pop Chaser. See if we can get anything for CPC here. I don't see anything telling us this is a double die. Nothing. Let's check this little guy on the reverse just to be sure. Nope. Not in there. We should have been through just about all the roll, all the different dies in this roll so far. On our 34th coin, we're well over halfway through the roll. Yep. Recognize this one, and it is another nothing coin, unfortunately. That one from Mr. Valley. Nanostacks, coin number 35. And, oh, that's one of our second dies. That big old giant scratch going through the field there, pointing right at that little doubling on the crosslet of the T. That's what that is. Number 36 now. Mark. Mr. Mark. Oh, looky there. We've got our... Yep, we've got our die dot below the 9 there, and I think we've got the others as well. I think this is going to turn into one of our double die reverses. No. It is not. Sorry about that. Oh, this one appears to be a really, really minor double die. This one's not enough to list, though. And it may not be anyway, but you can barely see it on the bottom of the T. That's the only place I see it. So, not going to be a lister. Gotta have your limits. Carl. Carl up next. And what do we have for Carl? Oh, it's another nice double die. Another one of the nice ones. Got our die scratch up on the top corner of the D. We've got our doubling below the 4. And we've got everything up here that we need for a very nice looking double die. So that one's for Carl. Well, that's 5 of these so far. It's over $100 worth of double dice in one roll. Okay, what do we have on this one? Oh, it's another one. Seriously? This one's for Shiny Coin Guy. And it's another DDO number 1. Wow. Okay. Well, now you guys are starting to make me a little bit jelly. Coin number 39, Joe McBride. What do we have for Joe M? This one's probably going to turn out to be a nothing sandwich. Yep. Let's check the reverse real quick to be sure we don't have our double die reverse. And we don't. This is the one that is die polished out on the top of the TED of United. Seen this die a number of times through. And it has nothing at all. Nothing at all, man. Flip inserts are sticking together. Flips not being nice to me. Chubby Pop Chaser up next. What does Chubby Pop Chaser get? That's the second DDO. I saw it right here. And there it is right there. On the T, that little thing right there is what I'm talking about. That's a secondary crosslet on the T. Nice little double die. All right, Carl, I appreciate it. Have fun today. Man, we got a roll full of stuff. Good stuff. Paul Hampton. Yeah, I got nothing on this coin. Nothing on this one. Let me flip it over just in case. No. Not gonna be that. Now number 42. Taco John. Taco John. Thinking this could possibly be the DDR. I don't know. I'm not completely straight on my markers for that. And this is definitely not one of them. Not gonna do it. Well, what's next? 43, back to Shinbone. That's the second DDO right there. So Shinbone, I think, has at least one of each. Let's look at number 44. This one goes to Sissy. And Sissy ends up with... That's one of our double dies right there. Yep, you can see it right there on the D and on the L. Oh, the B, I'm sorry, on the B of Liberty. All up in here in the motto. Sweet. Dude, that's a lot of double dies right there. Mr. Valley. Let's see if James Valley gets one. No, this is the second one with the doubling on the little crosslet of the T. Right there. Another double die, but it's not the big one. $46 now. Dirty Water. Back to Mr. Dirty Water. What does Dirty... He's going to get another one of these. Crosslet on the T. Okay. That's what that is. Number 47. Number 47 here. Taco John. This one's going to be nothing. Yep, nothing at all. Well, number 48. Back to Sissy again. That sissy gets another one. How about that? She's got an extra one now. Wow, look at that. Beautiful doubling. Beautimus. Number 49, Paul Hampton. Back to Paul Hampton. Nothing. Nothing at all. Hello, good morning, Alex. Dirty Water back up for his final coin and the last coin in the roll. And this one's got nothing on it. It's going to be a nothing sandwich. It's got some toning, but no doubling. Fantastic. Let's take a quick look through everything. Got a bunch of normal coins, but here is the stack that counts. $25 a piece minimum right here. Got Shinbone, Mark, Trip, Sissy, Carl, Shiny, Sissy. Sissy got 3 of them. Good Lord, Sissy. Sissy gets 3 of those. And here is the second double die, a little crosslet on the T of Trust. Got Dan, Frosty, IT, Carl, Nana, CPC, Shinbone, James, and Dirty Water. At least every one of those goes to a different person. And then the one double die reverse that we found in here goes to Dirty Water. So Dirty Water, pretty lucky guy. All right. Well, I appreciate it. We're going to be back here in just a few more minutes with reveal number 782. It's going to be a 1967 roll. So join me then. I'll see you there.